Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. This time we're back with a price prediction for Hyperliquid, a leading new decentralized perpetual exchange making waves in the crypto space. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button as well, and if you want to get notified about similar content, smash that bell notification icon and grab your completely free copy below this video, The Rise of Bitcoin. It's in the description. My gift to you. Grab it below underneath the video and let's get into the content. So Hyperliquid has been making a name for itself after, increasing the amount of TVL and volume coming through this new decentralized exchange with very exciting undercurrents, given the fact that it's kind of creating this new DEX model where it has technically built out its DEX on its own layer 1 blockchain. So unlike other DEXs like Uniswap on Ethereum or let's say Orca on Solana, Hyperliquid is creating its own DEX, but on its own layer 1 blockchain, and kind of shaking up this model of how things have typically worked in the crypto space across different layer 1 blockchains to date. So we can see the price action here on the chart is pulling back a little bit over the past couple of weeks. We did reach highs up as much as $35 before pulling back to where we're at today, just above $20.80. It's looking like we've got a little bit of support at this level here at the $20 mark that I'd like to see holding, possibly, retesting here before moving higher. The entire market is moving higher with the inauguration and everything happening with the new administration. Bitcoin back up over $104,000. But Hype had a very hot start, pulling back for a little bit of consolidation, but I do think this is a cool off and consolidation period before a larger move to the upside over the coming months. So a couple of weeks ago on the channel, we put together a complete breakdown of Hyperliquid, the future of perpetual DEX trading. Go and check out that video. I will leave a link for it at the top of the screen here. I went into much more detail about what Hyperliquid is and again, kind of the core pillars of the Hyperliquid ecosystem. We talked about Hyperliquid as a layer 1 blockchain with a perpetual DEX built on top of their own technology. Of course, they've got different vaults for their HLP token and other protocol vaults where liquidity providers can earn yield. We drew comparisons between the HLP token and the JLP token from Jupiter's perpetual exchange on Solana. And again, we were just talking about some of these key features and value proposition for Hyperliquid that were helping to drive the price higher at that time. As we saw from the chart, we have pulled back a little bit. Another thing worth noting is that, despite claiming to be hugely decentralized, Hyperliquid only has four validators from what I understand. So I do think there's a bit of improvement needed to make it a truly decentralized layer 1 blockchain. But they're definitely shaking things up. They're doing things different, and they're seeing a lot of growth and a lot of volume coming through their perpetual DEX. If we just open it up very quickly, hyperliquid.xyz, you can see here $314 million of total value locked. Come over to their trading perpetual DEX, and you can start trading lots of different assets. Hype, their native token, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Trump, this meme coin pumping over the past couple of days, XRP, Doge, all of your favorite crypto assets are available for perpetual trading over here in a decentralized fashion on Hyperliquid. So what does that mean for growth and price? Well, we're putting together a quick price prediction for you today, guys, on where we think the price of Hyperliquid could get to by the peak of the cycle. Again, we need to understand the tokenomics on a deeper level in order to truly give ourselves the best opportunity to predict where the price might get to. And as you can see, there is a total supply of 999 million, or just under 1 billion hype tokens. You can see there's about 334 million hype in circulation right now at the beginning of 2025. And very interestingly, the unlock schedule and the next round of hype to be unlocked is not taking place until November of 2025. So interestingly, this could align with the time period where we might be expecting the market to peak. And if you've been following the channel, guys, you know how important tokenomics is when it comes to analyzing these price predictions and where hype could end up going by the peak of the cycle. We're estimating we could be hitting a peak of the cycle, potentially sometime in November, December 2025. So that means if we still have the same amount of hype tokens in circulation then that we have now, if the market happens to peak before the end of 29th November this year, then we will factor in and use this amount of tokens in order to predict out our price prediction for where hype could get to. So as always, we're going to break it down. We're going to give you a bear case, base case, and bull case price target scenario. And there's a couple of things worth noting here. Of course, we have to plug in certain variables here because we don't know all of the different parameters and variables that could change over the course of time. So we do have to make educated guesses with regard to where total crypto market cap could get to, as well as where the dominance percentage of hype could get to versus the rest of the entire crypto market. So again, if we think about what's happening here in a bear case scenario, we're saying the total crypto market cap could peak up at around 5 trillion US dollars. We're also saying hype could get up to about a 0.5% dominance level versus the rest of the market. And interestingly, this number here is roughly what we're talking about in terms of what the dominance percentage is for hype today. This might be down closer to about 0.26% by today here in the middle of January, because we did this, about 10 days ago when the price was ever so slightly higher. But we can see that we've got, roughly 0.25 to 0.29% dominance for hype today. It's not a huge increase to go from this number just under 0.3% up to 0.5% by the peak of the cycle. What would that mean? That would mean we would have a market cap for hype around 25 billion US dollars. And again, because we're going to have roughly the same amount of tokens in circulation, at least until 29th November 2025, that means we can get a price target of about $74 because we're dividing this 333 million hype tokens by our market cap. And we're coming out with a $74 price target, which is more than a 2.6x from today's prices. Next up, we've got the base case scenario. In a base case scenario, what we're saying is the total crypto market cap could peak up closer to 7 trillion US dollars. If hype can get all the way up to a 0.7% dominance level, that's going to give us a $49 billion market cap. Once again, dividing it by the same amount of hype tokens in circulation brings us to a $146 price target for hype by the peak of the bull cycle. Again, if we get all the way up to that magic number of 7 trillion US dollars. Could we go higher? Could we break 10 trillion? It's possible, but in our bull case scenario, what we're saying is the total crypto market cap could peak higher, closer to about 9 trillion US dollars. If hype can get all the way up to a 0.9% dominance level, then we're looking at about an $81 billion market cap for hype. And again, dividing it by the same amount of tokens in circulation brings us to a whopping price target of about $242 per hype token, which is about an 8 to 9x still from today's prices. So lots of potential for hype if I'm thinking about it in the context of the greater crypto market and framing it with other dexes as a reference. I do think we need to see a lot more adoption of hype as a layer 1 blockchain to be getting up towards our bull case scenario of around $81 billion for its market cap. If we think about other dexes, this 23 billion number is here because 23 billion is the market cap that Uniswap got up to at the peak of the 2021 cycle as the leading decentralized exchange. But as I said, Hype is kind of changing the game here. They're creating their own perpetual DEX on top of their own layer 1 blockchain, and it's opening up a whole new paradigm, and that new paradigm could open up the floodgates for a lot higher market cap when it comes to where it could actually get to for growth in 2025. And the last thing I'll look at here, guys, is if we open up CoinMarketCap and we search for Hype, you can see that Hype is already the 25th largest crypto by total market cap. It's sitting just under 7 billion. It did actually leapfrog Uniswap just a couple of weeks ago when the price was slightly higher. Uniswap is up at an $8.4 billion market cap. So it'll be very interesting to see if Hype can continue to compete with Uniswap over 2025 with regards to market cap, and which of these DEXs is going to win out as the largest decentralized exchange in the entire crypto space. So that is it for today's video, guys. Drop me a comment below. Where do you think the price of Hype is going to by the peak of the bull cycle? Do you agree with my market cap targets as well as my dominance targets for Hype? I want to hear the comments. Let me know where you think both market cap and dominant levels are going for Hype specifically. As always, if you enjoy the content, guys, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below. Hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to our first 10,000 subscribers. We're dropping videos every single day on the channel. You're going to want to stay up to date. Price predictions coming as well. Let me know what other tokens you want to see price predictions for. And don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below the video in the description. Grab it now, and we'll catch you in the next one.